Okay, welcome to the Bible Quiz TV Nats update from 2026. It is the end of Wednesday, 2 rounds left, and there is a lot to share. So, doing highlights. By the way, tomorrow, coaches, quizzers, if there's any highlight you want me to throw out there or shout outs, or just wins that you guys are celebrating as a team or for individuals, DM me on Discord, Richie Nelson, and I would love to include that so that we can just celebrate all the hard work that you guys do. Whether you're last place or first place, the reality is you've put in more work in God's Word than probably 99% of every other youth your age in America. So that's a big win. Keep at it. This is worth it. Even if you're discouraged, don't give up. Keep at it because this will change your life. This is eternal stuff you're doing. So I'm proud of you, and I've said this before, and no one's proved me wrong yet. I've dug through the archives. I spent an amount of time I would not like to repeat on camera. And I found out that I have on record the lowest score at the end of nationals ever in the history of nationals, ending the competition with a negative 50 points. So probably you haven't done worse than me at a nationals. All right, let's get into our highlights. So to kick things off, Sedona Yoder lands 2 quiz outs today. Way to go, Sedona. Braeswood kicks off the day with a round 9 massive 315-point game and then proceeds to go undefeated, going from basically the bottom of the stack, like bottom 5-ish. I can't remember where they were yesterday, but they were in the bottom 5 for a while, to now tied for second place or tied for first place. Unreal. They came around having an undefeated day. Way to go, Braeswood. Tied for first. Unreal. That's so cool. Okay, that's like if you had a horrible day, just remember the story of Braeswood. They went from, theoretically last place up to first place on Wednesday. Pretty awesome. So then Cedar Park in round 10 lands a 330-point game. That's their third 300-point game for the tournament, including the prelim bracket. They have the highest they have so far the highest team points out of any match in nationals with a 340-point match. Okay, so then the top 10-point quizzer is there's a close race here with the top 10-point quizzer, and I checked a little bit before the last matches were completely finished, but we have for the championship division, Evan, Ryan, or Yvonne, I think I heard someone say it that way. So if that's the way you say your name, just come and tell me. It's Yvonne, Richie. And then Joshua Sullivan of Trinity 1 and Yvonne Ryan from Dublin, both with 45 10s. And then we have a 43 10s from Elia English of Cedar Park. So these 3 are neck and neck, 2 more rounds left where they can collect 10-point questions. And it's really anyone's game for who's going to have the most 10s by the end of nationals between these 3. Moving on, Fiery Arrows from Bellevue Neighborhood Church versus Brookbanks. It goes down to the last question to determine the winner. Very tight match. Round 9, Seattle to Mill, gracious and attractive, nearly beats Midlothian, with a Sherwin Babu bringing in a 5-0 quiz out, as well as Josiah Lapison. Match 9, Jonathan Zuo takes his first 2 questions wrong. And this is like poise when you're a quizzer. First 2 questions wrong in the match, and then comes back to take 5 questions for a quiz out. Pretty amazing. Yvonne Ryan of Dublin takes the last 10 against Cedar Park to win the game. Izu, I've been told it's spelled longer, but Izu, I'm noticing that he likes to blitz rounds. The Izu Blitz, round 9, quizzing out by question 8, round 10 on question 10, and round 12, another Izu Blitz with a 4-question streak, quizzing out on question 9. Now, 4-question streaks by an individual quizzer is extremely rare, especially in championship division, and so he was just on fire today. Trinity won with lightning speed against Midlothian, hitting 10 of the first 11 questions with a 9-2 accuracy, and Christian Alapati and Joshua Sullivan taking a streak of 4 to close the game and to against Oak Creek at the end of the match. Shaylee Powell cinches the win with a quiz out on question 19 against the Brookbanks and grabs a 150 game against Midlothian. Great accomplishments there from her. Between Caleb and Hadassah Brookbank, their teamwork was so dynamic it looked like I was looking at a checkerboard, because it was like every other question the other was hitting. And I love that. The teamwork there of going back and forth is so amazing. Spokane Valley grabs a win against Dublin, giving Nathan Namako his lowest points for the entire tournament. I think it might be his only bad match so far. He has been doing incredibly well. Keep it up. Amariah Galliers takes the first 5 upper point value questions, that's 20s and 30s, with a 140 quiz out by question 10. Pretty impressive. Josiah Lapison kicks off the day, totally quizzing at a different level than yesterday. I think, when you're at this tournament, there are so many factors with mental clarity, fatigue, how you slept, and how you're carrying the stress. And it's like, there's so many factors that go into it. So Josiah was quizzing just a total flip-flop today and hitting a 130, 130, 140, opening up the day. And then watching the Ramsey versus Trinity Alpha match was literally killing me. I'm like, ah! It was like, Ramseys are winning. Trinity Alpha's winning. Ramsey's winning. Trinity Alpha's winning. And Trinity Alpha grabs the win. Who hit that? Asher Claunch grabs the winning last question of the match to close that game and grab the win, which, of course, Asher, you need to monopolize on this, okay? Just a little bit of advice between you and me publicly here is that Dublin and Houston Braeswood should maybe give you some money because you dropped the Ramseys down into a tie for first, which is, they owe you one. So you cinched that game and made Nationals way more dramatic, because now going into the last day, there is a 3-way tie for first. Are we going to repeat last year? Okay, moving into the Challenger division, Upper St. Clair lands at 15-1 in first place with a 188-point average, which is really great. There are some other matches. Let's see. Let's pull down here. Springfield, Virginia only has one more loss, and San Jose, 2 more losses. But you guys are only doing 17 rounds, so there's 1 round left. So Upper St. Clair may have landed the win there, but Springfield, Virginia can hope against hope. And I'm not sure who they're playing for their last round, but you're going to want to watch that. The top quizzer, Josh Spencer from Upper St. Clair, with a commanding 119-point average. 16 quiz outs out of 16 rounds, quizzed out every single round. Pretty impressive. And top 10-point quizzer. Well, I mean, great performance today in a challenger with Josita Paul-Raj from Waxhaw, North Carolina, with a 108-point average, 84% accuracy, 13 30-pointers, 14 quiz outs. Tahila Jebaraj from San Jose has a 98-point average, and from Sioux Falls, South Dakota, Brooks Anderson with a 97-point average. So a lot of really great point totals up there. Those top four all packed in close to the 100 points per game average. And so Sanidi Tamala from Bellevue Neighborhood Church Sleepers grabs question 18 against San Jose to lock in the win. Way to go. Ava Chusseau of Portage grabs the last two questions for a quiz out to win the game in match 14. And we'll scan through here real quick. We have 56 10-pointers by Zoe Gerard from Springfield, Virginia. That's, I think, the most 10-pointers in both brackets. So right now she has collected the most out of anyone at Nationals. As we have in the championship bracket, 39, 45, yeah, 45 points, 45 tens, and 43. So yeah, 45 is the top. So Zoe has got the championship 10-point quizzers beaten on total number of tens. And then what we have now is we're looking at a three-way tie. So tomorrow the Ramseys are playing Lexington and the Brookbanks to close out the match. Like, I can't believe Ramseys versus Brookbanks on the final match. It's a round I definitely want to watch. Dublin is playing CTI and Trinity Alpha. So Trinity Alpha beat the Ramseys. They could beat Dublin as well. And then Braeswood, which is our other tie, they're way down on my list because I put the list together when they were still, they were in 14th place. And tomorrow, they are playing Steve Joy's team, Atlanta Indian Prayer Fellowship, and Midlothian. So they have two tough matches tomorrow. The Ramseys have at least one tough match with another like top 10 team, and then Dublin has the match against Trinity Alpha. So we'll see. I mean, honestly, at this point, any one of those three teams could have an off match and pick up another loss. They could all win both of their matches and go into a three-way tie. So there's the update. That's what we're looking at. Tomorrow's going to be extremely epic. I'll give you an update when it's done. We'll talk about highlights. I want you to know I'm giving away this hat tomorrow. So if you want to enter the raffle to win this hat, text the word FIRE. It's right here. Text the word FIRE. It's all written backwards. Text the word FIRE to my number 817-500-9922. That's 817-500-9922. That's my ministry line. Text the word FIRE. It's going to sign you up for our newsletter, which is a lot of fun. I try to definitely keep that newsletter interesting, lots of miracle stories, God stories, what God's doing in America, which is encouraging, inspiring. And then some of the spiritual growth hacks that have been working in my life. I like to share like currently what I'm using to grow spiritually. And so I would just encourage you guys, sign up for that. And I can't wait to see you tomorrow. Come by and say hi and sleep well.